next question. Shalom, Kavod. Could Kavod please teach us how to answer to a criticism about taking care of books? Since the critic is that the person worships the books. The reason of the criticism is because the person washes their hands and usually do Netilas Yedayim without blessing and holds the books with a piece of fabric, especially the Chumash and Sidur. This is when the periods of time of the reading are long. Thank you, Rabbi.
There is no such. First of all, we have to say that there is no such a blessing on the washing of the hands. So this is 100% blessing in vain. We don't say blessing on washing our hands before reading from Chumash, let's say. It's absolutely forbidden. The only time when you say blessing on washing of the hands is when you wake up, right? In the morning you wash your hands, you make the blessing even later on, but on this washing. And second time you make a blessing only on the washing before eating bread, right? Even though it says proper when you eat the moist food, right? You also with your hands you want to eat the apple, right? So it's proper to wash your hands the same way you wash for bread. But since there is a doubts and there is other opinion, so we don't make a blessing. So the only time we make blessing on the washing of the hands and these two occasions. That's it. Before eating bread and after the morning. Right. So other times when we wash our hands many times during the day, like after visiting the restroom. So, but we don't make the blessing on the washing of the hands. You make the blessing after visiting the restroom, right? So, for sure that person does not know. That's problem number one. First of all, it's not necessary. You see, there's a big difference. I see what confusion is coming from. There is a big difference between Chumash, like printed one, and Sefer Torah. So Sefer Torah, you're not allowed to touch with your bare hands. That's a person 100% right. I mean, when person is writing, of course he's going to write and he's going to touch with the bare hands. On somebody sewing the Sefer Torah, the sheets, there is no problem. That's of course. I mean, you're not going to do it in gloves. That's understandable. But we who read from Sefer Torah, for example, this guy Balkore has this yad, they call yad, like hand. This sometimes many times is silver, so it's like a pointer, right? And with a finger, and he shows you where he reads, right? Or some people don't like that, and they just point with the finger. But whatever they do, nobody touches the Sefer Torah. Nobody touches it's a big desecration. And sometimes when we pick up, so I'm talking the Ashkenazi Torah on two scrolls, right? On two rolls. When we pick up and it's very old, right, Sefer Torah, so it becomes like puffy, right, from the age. So sometimes it falls from the rollers. So of course everybody keep quiet. So it's not proper to touch it. It's absolutely forbidden. So what a person say with his talis, for example, it's a Monday and Thursday in the morning, right, or Shabbos morning. So with his talis, he would pick up touch the parchment, even though there are no letters. Forget about letters, even an empty space, right? And or if it's so sometimes you don't have talis. Like for example, on Shabbos afternoon, we also read Torah. So he would take this gartel, this belt from the Torah, something, and touch the Torah scroll. But because of the Torah scroll holiness, there is no such a holiness in the printed books. So you're allowed to take it with your hands. Of course, it's proper to wash your hands and not to do it with the dirty hands. If you're going to if you want to just transfer, put it back on the shelf. So you're not obligated to wash your hands. Just if you're going to learn, so it's proper to wash your hands before the learning, not before the touching the book. There's nothing to do with the book. There's not such a holiness in printed book. So I think person just mistaken. Did we miss anything from the questions? What is it? Something else? Or no?
Not sure. I mean, at the beginning of the question, it says that how to respond, how to answer to a criticism about this issue.
Okay, so yeah, so I mean, just bring. Okay, so if it's between husband and wife, as you said, it's not appropriate. So it's going to create strife, and that's it. So it has to come from the third party. So maybe we can make a clip from this, or I can send it. So just anonymously, somebody asked. Here we go. Just cut, without question. Just cut and give just the answer. What is proper halacha? Right. So especially like we see what we're trying to do. We're trying to learn 50% halacha and 50% Hashkafa, like Jewish ideology. Because without Jewish ideology, you don't know how to apply this halacha. So if somebody just learning Musar, he's an animal. He would like rebuke everybody for no reason, right? If he just do halacha, so he also does not know when to apply it. You understand? So that's why we have to learn half of this and half of this. So without halacha, it's clear. It's in the beginning of Shulchan Aruch, all these things. When washing of the hands, for sure, like a kitzur, and Sefer Torah. It's in our books that we're using in the first volume. Yeah. So just feed this answer indirectly, right? Or find in Shulchan Aruch itself. So it's very easy to find Kitzur Shulchan Aruch and present it. Let's read it together. So it's very interesting. I thought about what you said about this blessing, but I'm very interested. Let's see what I did not know what you said. So let's see what other instances you have to say the blessing. Netilas Yedayim. Let's see. And Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. Let's Kitzur Shulchan Aruch speak to this person, me or Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. I mean, and just so the person would see with his own eyes, with your own eyes. That's what they do is not proper. Right, and there is also one separate siman on how to treat books. So you're not allowed to put it face down. So you're not allowed to sit where the book is and stuff like that. So, right, all this what book you can put on top of the other. So right, what book are important? So if it's Chumash, so it's more important. So sometimes I would carry books, and sometimes I would have, for example, if it's a Rambam or Rashi, right? So it comes in five volumes, and another Chumash would be like all 5 books in one volume. So of course I cannot put one volume on top of the 5, so I have to 5 put on top of the 1. So even though this Torah and this Torah, it does not make any difference, right? This is 5, this is 1, right? Or I have one Chumash and I have the whole Novi, let's say in one book, Nach. So of course I put Chumash on the Nach, even though it's only one book. Right, so I think it's would be advisable. So the things like to discuss around the table. This Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. It's very, very beneficial, very as you saw, like short halachas. He's to the point. Like if you start learning Shulchan Aruch with Mishnah Berurah, I mean, I love it. Me personally, I love it. But it goes in very big details, and you sometimes you want to finish one siman. It's going to see if it's going to take you 3 days. So it's not easy. So, but when you go like Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, shorter to the point, I think it would be very beneficial for everybody. I try to learn it around the table, Shabbos table.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Our friend says, a friend's clarifying this question, says, Shalom Kol Rav, the example is, the person does Netilas Yedayim without blessing.
Without blessing?
Yep.
No, but without blessing, it's proper. I mean, if not for touching the book, but even when person is ready to learn, there is no problem. Yeah, it's proper to wash his hands. If he knows that his hands are unclean, understand? If he just came from the restroom, right? So he just used the facility, he washed his hands. So why would he wash the second time? That's a craziness. You understand?
Thank you, Rabbi.
Okay, you're welcome. Or in another example, a person just finished his meal, right? So the wash before they finished meal, he said Birchas Hamazon. Now he wants to learn. He does not need to go wash his hands unless he scratched himself in a place where he usually covered. What is the point? Like, don't drive yourself and other people crazy.
Thank you, Rabbi. Our friend says, yes, example is the person does Netilas Yedayim without blessing, yet was criticized as worship the books.
No,
Worshipping the books.
We don't worship the books. We treat the books with respect. So, but again, it's the washing is not connected to the touch in the book. The washing is connected to the studying of the Torah. So meaning what? So if I know, I just took off my shoes, for example. I have shoes with laces. So if without laces, that's not a problem. So I took off my shoes. So meaning what? My hands are impure. So now I have 15 minutes before the class, let's say, right? And I want to listen to the lecture, like 15 minutes. So for this, of course, I have to go and wash my hands. It doesn't matter. It's not the book. Doesn't matter. It's the words of the Torah. I have to wash my hands. So we're not washing the books. It's a proper to learn Torah. Doesn't matter. It's from audio, from video, from the book, right? With the clean hands, spiritually clean. Of course, the person could come from the shower, right? Of course, he cleaned himself, right? But since he touched all of these places that usually cover, and now he wants to learn the Torah after the shower, yeah, must wash his hands. Is other clean, right? Physically, of course, they're physically clean, but not enough for spirituality. That's it. So we're not worshiping books. We wash hands before learning Torah.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So the person has to respond that if he's criticized as worshiping the books because being careful and washing his hands before touching them, that's the.
So they say the halacha is to wash the hands before learning Torah. That's so this washing of the hands is not connected to the books, but to learning Torah. As I said, example, even if you're going to listen to the lecture, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 5 minutes, so you wash your hands. So it's not about the books.